Hi everybody, my name's Conor Craddock. I'm one of the football lecturers at Myerscough College. Joined today by a former student and member of staff and a good friend, Dave Rodgerson, who is the head of academy goalkeeping at Preston North End FC. So thanks very much, Dave, for doing this. Great to speak to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for inviting me on and having this chat. It'd be good to speak about the past and Myerscough. Looking forward to it.
Oh, good. Because obviously Myerscough plays quite a big part, probably in your past. It's fair to say. So we'll hopefully just touch on a few different aspects of that and look at how you've ended up kind of where you are today. So to start off, if you don't mind, can you give us like an overview of what you do at the moment? What's your job entail?
Yeah, at the minute I'm head of the academy goalkeeping at Preston North End. Main role is to look after the under-18 goalkeepers I'm based with every day, so full time, and then with the academy kids, so 9s to 16s, with the goalkeepers on an evening when they come in and train. So it's just to try and help their development as a player and hopefully find a goalkeeper who's going to push through and get an opportunity within the first team setup.
So dream job?
Yeah, absolutely. I love football in itself, and just doing that every day and just helping people along their journey and having some kind of positive impact on them is really good to see, and it feels good as well.
Good. So we'll probably come full circle and come back to talking more about what you do at the minute. If we go back then, so obviously former Myerscough student, you spent a number of years at college in a number of different capacities. But start at the beginning, I guess. What brought you to Myerscough?
Well, first of all, I was 16. I was getting towards the end of school, and I'm quite a practical type of person. I don't really want to be sat in the classroom and doing A levels and stuff. And my neighbour, her son, I think at the time he moved away, gone to this college, and it was hands on, and they did everything. So I found a little bit more about this neighbour, and it turned out obviously it was Myerscough College and based in Preston. And at the time I lived in Rochdale, which is an hour away from the college. So we went over, me and my parents had a look around the college and the courses available, and immediately thought, no, that's what I want to do. Got good information from the staff there. I was told it was a practical type of course with loads of classes alongside it. So it was both academic as well as practical. So it was really appealed to me, and it's something which I now look back and glad I did.
And then obviously that you mentioned the distance, so you were residential, weren't you? So that's quite a big commitment at 16.
Yeah, it was tough at the time. I think moving from your home where things are done for you and you've got that home security and stuff, moving to a venue where you don't know anyone, you've got to share a room straight away. I think that's changed now. It was a little bit daunting. I didn't know anyone who was going to the college, but I'm glad I did it, not only for the academic point of view, but the social skills and me having to fend for myself and go get the bus home and get the train back to Rochdale and sort my own washing out and just life skills as well as the academic skills.
It's good. It's all part of that next step, isn't it? When you leave high school, it's a bit different, a different world. College, so living in must have been obviously something that added to those challenges in that transition. What was the support network like when you lived? Obviously, I know we've changed. It's come on a little bit, and it'd be a bit different nowadays. But what was it like when you lived in? Were you completely in at the deep end, or do you have good support as college provides?
I think at the time I felt I was in the deep end, but when the weeks went on, it was actually broken down really well, and there was a really good friendly feel to it. The staff were really engaging with the students and making sure that we were okay, both from a college point of view, but also a well-being point of view, and making sure that the residential side is okay for us. At the time, the college wasn't as big as what it is now. And everyone kind of knew everyone living in, so you got these friendships which me on one course with someone off a completely different course, friends, and see each other in the evenings and chill out. I mean, I'm still mates with the lad I lived with in my first year when I was 16, and we speak quite regularly, and that was over, what's that now? I think it was 18 years ago this September, probably moved in.
Wow. So lasting friendships then. So obviously a good experience. Back the course then. So obviously you say you went to Myerscough, and now doing the job you did, we'd all be, it'd be fair to say we'd all have a guess that it was some kind of football related course. But you're going to throw us off, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. At the time, I was really into golf, and the course itself was actually golf studies, so it was really practical, but also, like I said, at the academic side as well. At the time, I don't think football studies had started, or maybe in its first year, and there's only 5 or 6 students on it. So I wanted to do the golf, and then as that went on, I did the golf, but veering over. So the football teams at that time was made up of anyone who wanted to play. I think we had 2 teams back then, and anyone who wanted a game of football could play. We trained maybe once a week or something. And then I know through my journey, the college has got bigger and improved each year, both in quality and also in numbers. So I think you now got 4 or 5 teams across the board. So from what it was to what it is now, it's really pleasing to see.
Good. So the development of the football programme probably aligned with your development. So as those years went on, and like you say, you got more involved in football, there was external opportunities, wasn't there? Some pathways into footy that you might not have got everywhere.
Yeah. So my original course, which was a golf study, that was 2 years national diploma, and then I stayed on and did another 2 years sports coaching as a foundation degree before going to university after that for the final year. But I mean, then 4 years, the opportunities what came about through everything at the college was brilliant. I mean, from a golf point of view, which is initially why I went, I was playing courses everywhere. Courses I probably wouldn't have opportunities to play on if I went and just turned up. But then the football side of it, I was brilliant. We had opportunities at the college. We had evening games, games where at the time we were going playing in stadiums and stuff like that, and it was all surreal kind of thing. Just the pathway of the football, it really helped me along my way.
So if we look at how it links to how you've ended up in the role that you're in now, how did that all come about?
I think at the time with being residential, it got to the point where I probably stay in most weekends, and it was mainly when I was on my sports coaching degree. I wanted to get involved with some kind of volunteering and coaching, and at the college they've got a junior section as well. So my weekends would consist of running I think it was a girls football team. I had them from under 10s through to under 12s as me as a coach, alongside a parent helping. And then it was really good because I could apply the practical or the theory stuff what we'd learn in the classroom and actually put it into practice with those teams. And linking it in stuff we did like analysis, nutrition, the practical side. It all comes in handy now in terms of me and where I'm at in my job. And even though it's 18 years later, it's all still helping me along my way on my journey of where I want to get to.
That's good. So you touched there on a bit the importance of the academic stuff. So the theory that you learn, you're saying now, obviously working in industry to a high level professional club, you can see the value of that, can you? So having been through and learnt about those different topics that you studied whilst at Myerscough, you can see actually how important it is day to day in industry.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a really good base for me. Obviously through my own development and stuff, I've enhanced them areas. But having a good general basis of what I picked up from the courses really helped me into where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do in the future. And it's worked for me. I've got into the role, which something I've been lucky, but I love it, and it's one of the best things I've ever done.
That's good. So what are some of your fondest memories of your football time at Myerscough?
I think football-wise, it had come to, I think I was in my 3rd year, so I was under 19, and at the time the teams were under 19. So I think in my third year I was playing goalkeeper. We had a lad called Anthony Pilkington who'd just come as a first year. It was unbelievable, and I'm a big Rochdale fan. And then we started playing, and he got opportunities through non-league, and then he ended up going signing for Stockport County, I think, by the end of his course. So he was playing Stockport County. The year after that, Rochdale got to the playoff final, Wembley. I went to watch, and Stockport won 3-1, I think it was. And it was actually Anthony Pilkington who scored one, I think, set up one and got man of the match, and broke my heart as a Rochdale fan. But it was pleasing to see the fact that I was playing football with him 2 years ago at college, and he was getting man of the match at Wembley in a League Two playoff final. It was brilliant. It was, again, surreal.
It just shows, doesn't it? I know Anthony Pilkington's one of them, but there's a number of others that the pathway does exist, doesn't it, through Myerscough if you're serious enough about your football. The opportunities are there, aren't they? You must have seen a number of different players go on and do things, yourself included, obviously, that have gone on and done really good things.
Yeah, so after my course, I ended up coming back to the college in a work capacity. So I was, I think I was sports coordinator for around about 8-9 years just before I got this job at Preston North End. So within that time, and part of the role was coaching the football team. So seeing players come through and achieve all sorts, both over here in England, whether that be professionally or non-league, but also abroad and other opportunities, whether that be out in America getting scholarships, signing professional elsewhere, in other countries. Really good opportunities that way, and just seeing people go and achieve things which have been able to through having some base of education through college.
Great. So if we look at the role that you're in now in a little bit more detail, how did that specific role come about? Were you always involved at Preston?
No, at the time I just started doing my goalkeeping coaching qualification. So I'd done my outfield. I wanted to go down the goalkeeping route as it was more for me. That was my background. And at the time, college had a really good link with Preston North End. And I think out of the football staff, there was 5 or 6 of them who were working at the club at Preston, working with the kids in the evening in the academy. So initially I went into Preston as a volunteer. So I approached them and just asked if I could go in and just get some kind of knowledge and see how they were working with the young goalkeepers, just to help me along the way, really. So I went in as a volunteer for a year, and that turned into a part-time role, paid, working with the goalkeepers there, and then a change of personnel at the first team level as goalkeeper coaches meant that Jack Goodworth at the time stepped up from the academy and went and worked with the first team, and there was an opportunity to go into the club on a full-time basis, which they came and approached me and offered me the role there. So I first got into it as a volunteer. So the time I give for free at the start has helped me along my journey and achieve the role I'm in now. And I'll say that to anyone: just go and give a bit of your time and get involved and do stuff, and it'll help you along your way of what you want to achieve.
That's good. It's a really important message. I was going to touch on that if you hadn't highlighted it, because obviously you mentioned doing your volunteering with Myerscough Juniors at the start, and then volunteering came back into it again at Preston, just to really open as many doors as possible, which is good. And obviously any prospective students at the moment, we still, like we did whilst you were working at college, still offer the FA Level 1 as part of the programme, so it gives a really good foot in the door, doesn't it, for people to get out and actually get out and do a bit of coaching and put in some groundwork.
Yeah, I think to get your level 1 at age 16, 17, that'll allow you to go and give up your time and go and volunteer, and whether you get a paid role or whatever at that age, it's all knowledge, and it's all opportunities for that person to go and enhance themselves and make themselves better and learn along the way while doing it. So I think it is good that you offer that.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to go back to your role at the moment, Dave, because I think it's really good that we've got some insight from somebody in such a prestigious and high level position, such as yourself, who's come through Myerscough and knows what it's about. So when we talk about your role, it's very demanding, isn't it? I'm just trying to give a bit of an insight to anyone that's listening that might be coming on the course or is a current student and thinks, yeah, that's my pathway. I want to go into full-time football. It's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's tough, and the long weeks and the weeks drag into a long season. Your working week is sometimes 6 days a week. Only getting 1 day off with the family. Sometimes it's 5.5 days a week. But I knew what I was getting into, and I think at some point you've got to be prepared to commit to that. I think at first I lost a little bit of family time, but I managed to work it all out and spend time with my son. So I've got the right balance now. You work hard during the season, then you have your off season to just relax, recharge, and get ready to go again come pre-season. But throughout the season, it is tough, but it's nice seeing those goalkeepers getting opportunities and seeing their progression. So the actual reward of it is pleasing as well.
Oh, that's good. And you mentioned doing some of your badges whilst you were at college, whilst you were at Myerscough. You're currently on your A licence, is that right?
Yeah. I'm just getting towards the end of my goalkeeper A licence, so I've got my B licence in both goalkeeping and outfield, and I do my A licence in goalkeeping. It's been a really good course. I'm on that with first team coaches from Premier League clubs, from Women's Super League clubs, from academies, whether that be under 23s or whether that be under 18s, whether that be Cat 1 academy or Cat 3. But just the knowledge and sharing that information with the other coaches on there is been really good and helping me, and hopefully in the long run it'll help the club. And let's try and develop a goalkeeper who's going to step up and come play in the first team.
Yeah, that's the aim, isn't it? That's got to be the aim. So you, even though you're not at Myerscough anymore, obviously you were there for a long time, both a student and a staff member. Lots of fond memories. It's kind of not cut ties, has it? You still got in your role at Preston. There still are some links. You've got some involvement with the college still, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have some of the students who come down and get involved with the coaching in the evenings. I had a lad coming helping from Myerscough, coming helping with the goalkeepers. So I put myself in his shoes where he wanted to come down and help, and I thought, yeah, that was, why not? Let's get him in, let's get him involved, and let's see if that's something he wants to do further down his career path. But yeah, we've got close ties with the college. Different opportunities for your students and also for us as players and as a club. I know we've been up there and used the facilities, which have been brilliant for us, especially when the weather turns. Using your 2 S&C suites, your gym, your sports hall, your 3Gs. It's worked both ways and a good partnership.
Yeah, that's good, and it touches nicely on probably one of the biggest things that makes us slightly different to most other providers is the facilities. So obviously we do offer a range of different options, but it has been significant investment, hasn't there, since your time there? If you think back to over the period of time you were there, it probably looks like a completely different campus to when you first went on.
I think in my first year at the college we had one grass football pitch, which was amazing, and that was it really, and a little bit of land where we could train on. And then I think in the second year we ended up getting one of the old AstroTurf pitches, which are now like concrete. But at the time that was brilliant, and throwing yourself around on there, it hurt, and you came off with cuts and bruises, but it was part and parcel of the job. And then to see the college now having I think it's 4 or 5 grass pitches, 3G, the 2 S&C suites, indoor futsal arena, indoor sports hall, and actual gym as well. The facilities are brilliant, and they've come so far.
Yeah, it is great. We are very fortunate on that point of view. Current students will testify to that. It is excellent to have so many options. So what would you say, Dave, to somebody that was weighing it up now, like you were at 16, sat at home, weighing it up? What would you say to them if they said to you, Myerscough, should I do it?
Do it. it. Don't even debate it. Do it and give it your best. I look back now, and I was age 16 when I took that decision, and it's now the best thing I ever did. I don't think I'd be where I am now if it wasn't for that. That proved to help me along my way and where I wanted to get to. I didn't really know what I wanted to do to start, but then as the time went on at the college, I kind of created my goal as a career, and it turned into it eventually. So yeah, best thing I ever did from a personal point of view, but also from a lifestyle point of view, and just moving away from home, getting your own little bit of space. I have best of both worlds, the college environment plus the residential side as well.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that, Dave. It's obviously difficult times at the moment. It's slightly different, isn't it? Everyone's having to adapt to it due to the current circumstances. So I think things like this, hearing from past students and staff members, obviously you tick both of those boxes, who are now doing bigger and better things, working in great environments. I think that's really beneficial to our current students, obviously, to listen in and maybe take some of the key bits that you've said about how to get along the path of the journey they want to take. So whether it's the volunteering, whether it's the transferring the knowledge from the theory to the practical, that type of stuff. And also hopefully it'll be a benefit to anyone else listening, like prospective students as well, who can obviously see the value of what we do at Myerscough. So just want to thank you for your time, Dave. It's been really enjoyable to catch up and speak to you, and thank you very much. Hopefully we'll do it again soon.
Yep, really enjoyed it. Thank you.